It's time to long distance test the disc whip prototypes. I'm in a baseball field. I've got my 4 disc whip prototypes and I'm ready to long distance fling test them, beginning with golf discs, using my 5 farthest flying golf discs. Later, I'll long distance fling test using my 1 small flying ring. Earlier, I determined where I would fling from by standing just in front of the middle of the dark green fence you can see in the distance and throwing my golf discs as far as I could, many times. My farthest throw landed where you can now see me standing. So, if I can fling a golf disc from there back to the fence or beyond, then the disc whip will have achieved its intended purpose of enabling us to fling a golf disc farther than we can throw it. Before I show you the flings from my long-distance fling tests, let me explain some of the problems I had. I test flung each of my 5 farthest flying golf discs and my 1 small flying ring as many times as I could with disc whip prototypes numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 during 3 approximately 1-hour sessions. During session number 1, disc whip prototype number 3's handle broke on its 8th fling. It was repaired, but it was no longer usable for long-distance fling testing. During session number 2, disc whip prototypes number 2 and 4 each broke at their release end. Both of them were repaired and strengthened where they broke. As a result of what I learned from sessions number 1 and 2, disc whip prototypes number 1, 2, and 4 were modified. Partway through session number 1, I developed and broke a blister on my right hand where my thumb joins with my palm. From then on, I had a bandage there and wore gloves on both hands. Now let's see the disc flinging. We'll start with the first long distance test of each disc whip prototype. This will be the first test of disc whip prototype number 1. This will be the first test of disc whip prototype number 2. This will be the first test of disc whip prototype number 3. This will be the first test of disc whip prototype number 4. Now let's see the rest of the disc flinging. I've grouped my flings into categories. In each category, the flings are in time order. The first category is into the ground. The next category is early release. The next category is roller. The next category is turnover. I was surprised that there was only one turnover. Thinking about it, I realized why. A turnover is a failed roller. On this baseball field, there is no tall grass, bushes, trees, or water to stop a turnover from becoming a roller. The next category is low. The next category is high fade, which occurred in a high left to right wind. The next category is fade. The next category is not bad. The next category is good. Now, here's what we've been waiting for. The next category is success. Long distance fling test of disc whip prototype number 2 flings over the fence. And long distance fling test of disc whip prototype number 4 flings over the fence. It works! Thanks for viewing. Don't miss the next video in the Disc Whip Flinger video series.